Hello, my name's Jennifer Obaseki, and today I'm going to be talking to you about how you can remove the no recourse to public funds on your grant of leave to remain in the United Kingdom. My name's Jennifer, and I work at Obaseki Solicitors, which is an award-winning law firm in London. Many of our clients have had a lot of difficulty during this corona pandemic. Now, the reason being is because a lot of the frontline workers, whether it's nurses, doctors, care workers, drivers who are not able to work or that work with agencies, have a no recourse to public funds noted on their grant of leave to remain. Now, today I did a Zoom meeting and discussion with a number of people about this topic, but I'll be talking to you about how you can apply to have the no recourse to public funds removed from your grant of leave to remain. Now, the Home Office have a section on their website in which you can apply. It's an online application where you have to upload your documentation. So there, first of all, is your first hurdle. Many people may not have access to printed forms of their documentation, maybe online bank statements, can't print them off, but you have to be able to know how to download and also upload the information needed through the portal to make the application. The other thing is, as well as the key documents, which will be 6 months bank statements, a copy of your biometric card, maybe a letter detailing why you're going through so much hardship, income and expenditure schedule showing that you're going into debt, evidence of some of the bills you may have, evidence that you've lost your job or your form of employment, and any medical documents if you're going through any ill health, and children's birth certificates to show you have dependents. Things like that need to be also uploaded through the portal. Again, some people should be having 80% of their salaries or wages paid to them under the government provision, but those who are on 0 hours contracts or working with agencies are telling me that they're having a lot of difficulty with this. If you're going through difficulty with this, we're going to do another video next week outlining what you can do to either challenge your employer or agent, and again directing you that there's no harm doing a belt and braces approach, i.e. making sure that you apply for the no recourse to be removed, as well as going for the direct application to benefits and then saying to your employer, I believe I still fall under this scheme, so that one way or another you are covered for the losses and hardship you may be experiencing during this time. Obviously, self-isolation and social distancing is a must during this time, but if you are in urgent need of assistance, you may have to go to your Department of Social Services. Most of them are closed, so this means reaching them by telephone. We've had some difficulties with some of our clients who are highly vulnerable. We've had to call social services and at the same time call the police to try and do welfare checks. But obviously all frontline services, especially government agencies, are very stretched at this time. So within the community, if you're a community outreach worker, whether you're with a church or voluntary organisation, charity, it's important that you do organise yourselves to try and do welfare checks on your most vulnerable, whether that be by telephone and also by asking for assistance from the Department of Social Services or the police. It does take time. It took 48 hours for them to get back to our one request, which was for a disabled person living in an upper floor building who we know would have difficulty financially and physically to go out and get subsistence for themselves. Now, this application for the removal of no recourse, sadly, the government is saying on the website that there's no specified time limit for processing. Normally, we would say about 3 months it would take. However, it says there's no minimum guidelines or minimum time period, but they will endeavour to get to each application as soon as they can. So more important that the sooner you make the application, the better. Apart from that, the application is granted on a discretionary basis. So what you need to show is exceptional circumstances. Some of the questions we had on our forum were ones of if you've had litigation against the Home Office in the past and you're owing legal costs. So for example, if you've made a legal challenge to an immigration decision and you have outstanding court fees that you have to settle on for them because you've lost, then that's not a bar to you applying for removal of your no recourse to public funds. This is all about you surviving during exceptional circumstances, and COVID-19 is an exceptional circumstance. Again, many of the frontline workers are going to be susceptible to being ill during this period. Many migrants take those frontline jobs. We take high proportion of the nursing, care, security, driving jobs, and that's another reason why the black and ethnic communities are so adversely affected by COVID, and especially in the more deprived communities. It's so important that we do stick together and support each other, and it's so important that we provide factual and accurate information. And applying to remove this no recourse is information that I feel is prevalent and must be put out there. Initially, there was not much said because when the government made its initial provisions, emergency provisions for those affected during COVID, they missed out migrants. But recently, on the Home Office website, there is some updated information, and it's been very clear at the end of March that they've realised that there was this omission, vast omission in not making sure that migrants are provided for. So they've acknowledged this, but it's important. There's going to be lots of applications. There's so many applying for benefits. So it's important that you do this double fold. Apply for the removal of your no recourse, then at the same time apply for the benefits, the universal credits, the grants, with the outline that you have applied for the removal of the no recourse to public funds, so that you should be entitled to the benefits and the grants. I hope that's useful information for you. If you're in difficulty, do give us a call. We do offer a Friday free service. I'm going to put that online. We've been offering that for more than 10 years. The courts are still working, so if you do have court cases, if you are in a position of being highly vulnerable or homeless, you can still get emergency provision, and that's whether you have access to benefits or not. The law is there, and legal aid is also available to prevent you from being homeless, to protect children, or to protect you if you are vulnerable in an abusive relationship, so that you can secure an injunction to protect yourself or exclude your abuser from the accommodation. It is difficult. There is a lot of hostels, temporary accommodation settings that are being closed, but help is out there. You do not need to suffer or be put in harm's way through domestic violence just because of the COVID situation. So I wish you all well, and also ask that you stay safe. And if we can be of help, please contact us. Stay safe.